like a boss.
Yo, what's up, ladies? Welcome to Mindful Attraction 2.0. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about an extremely important topic, and that's how to deal with men like Harvey Weinstein, and how to deal with sexual harassment in the workplace, especially during those awkward situations. Because to be honest, this is something that I never really have that much experience with that because I'm a guy and I never had to go through that. But looking at the news that I'm hearing, I'm noticing that it's a trend that a lot of women go through that shit. So I'm gonna be showing you guys some of what you guys can do, and I'm gonna be showing you guys some of the I'm gonna be using the 48 laws of power to show you guys some of the laws that women are breaking that's causing this kind of a reaction. Because a lot of the times, a lot of the sexual harassment is caused by it's not it, it's a lot of it's caused, a lot of women have some responsibility to do with it, you know? And just listen to what I'm telling you. Don't fucking already start tweeting and shit. It's like, Alex is blaming women for harassment. No. But I'm just saying that there is some culpability that we all have to acknowledge, right? For example, in my experience, let me tell you what happened with me once. I remember when I was 18 years old, I remember there was this one girl who liked me, right? And she let me touch her butt for like, I don't know why, but she was like, ooh, slap me in my butt. And I was like, ooh, bad girl, right? Whatever. But I liked it. So you know what I did? I kept doing it, right? I did it. And I did it like the first time she told me I did it, right? And then 5 minutes later, I did it. I was like, get out of here. And I did it again, right? And then she was like, in that moment, she was like, wait a minute. Look, I know I told you you could touch my butt once, but don't do it again. That's not how it works. You know, like, that's not how it works. And then she went back to being normal. After that, never did it again. After that, I knew my boundaries. Now, if she would have not told me that, you know what would have happened? Maybe I would have not been that self-aware to know that that's not how you do things. You see? So what am I telling you? Is that a lot of it has to do with your reaction. A lot of the times, if you don't tell a guy that what he's doing is wrong through being clear, then a guy's not going to understand. Right? So I'm gonna show you guys how to avoid that kind of situation, because sometimes if you send certain signals, by sending certain signals, some guys will back away. You see what I'm saying? So let me show you guys how to do it, right? And it's pretty much in how to take back your power, because by nature, women are more passive than men. Just by nature, right? The problem is that this good nature causes them to suffer. You know, they don't want to be mean or ruin someone's career, you know? They don't want to make a big deal out of it. But when it comes down to sexual harassment, that's something completely different. You see, a lot of women struggle addressing it because it's awkward. And I understand, I imagine how awkward that would be, especially if you're actually shy by nature. Or if the guy who's doing that is big wherever you are, right? Or if he's the boss. With these men, you guys have to understand that they gain power in the dark. You see, they feed on people's fantasies. You see, ground yourself in the moment with these tactics and these tips, and you avoid these problems. All right. So the first one is this: don't let your dreams blind you. Have pre-selected standards. For example, a lot of women, they'll say, "I want to be successful by all means necessary." Or even better example, let's say you live in the hood, right? And you say, "I want to make money." All right. What happens if you say you want to make quick money? What do you think you're going to start doing? Selling drugs, right? Now, how could you have avoided that problem? If you would have said, I want to make money legally, suddenly your mind would have immediately shut down that option. If somebody would have presented you that option, you would have said no. But because you didn't shut down that option, and somebody tells you, hey, you want to make quick money? I can sell you drugs. Because of your need and because of the fantasies that they're selling you, which is quick money, you would have said yes. You see, you weren't thinking really straight. So a lot of women, especially when it comes to guys like Harvey Weinstein, they just want to dream. They want to be famous. And they don't know, and they don't have a standard as to how they want to be famous. But if you're a woman who says, I want to be famous, but I don't want to have to suck a dick, I don't want to have to, I don't want to deal with harassment. And if that happens, that's my cutoff point. If you don't do that, then when the moment comes, you're going to decide, should I let this go or should I do something about it? Most of the time, your desire for your dreams is going to tell you, it's just one time. You know, if I tell, I may lose my job. You know, but if your standard was, no, I will not let this happen because this is one of my standards, you're going to react with anger. And you're going to say, yo, fuck you, man. I don't need this shit. I'm out. And you'd rather lose your job, then I get it. But you will only make that decision if your number one priority is succeeding, but with respect. Succeeding, but without this. You see, that's how it works. See what I'm saying? So you got to have that standard. So you gotta really believe that your job is not worth this. You gotta and you have to commit yourself to do that. You see, it's that simple. You gotta go in it with their standards, because sometimes when you're needy and somebody presents to you an opportunity, you're not gonna. When you're needy without certain standards, you're gonna take whatever comes to you. You see, but if you know what you want in a very specific way, nobody could fool you. See what I'm saying? And so a lot of these women, when Harvey would do whatever the things he did, he'd be like, "Come on, let's do this. Come on." And they'd be like, "Oh fuck, I didn't think about this," you know. And the problem is that when you don't have pre-selected standards and you don't think through the end as to how you want your life to be in a very specific way, it causes you to make momentary decisions that's based on the moment, you know, and that's not based on your long-term perspective, right? For example, let me read to you something. Let me show you this, right? And this is based on the 48 laws of power. Let me show you. It says, okay, here it is, right? The ending is everything. Plan all the way to it, taking into account all the possible consequences, obstacles, and twists of fortune that might reverse your hard work and give glory to others. By planning to the end, you will be overwhelmed. You will not be overwhelmed by circumstances, and you will know when to stop. You see, if you say, "I will not deal with this shit," before it happens, and when it happens, you know what happens? You don't even need to think. It's a decision. There's no stress behind it. Yo, fuck this shit, I'm out. You know, there's no torn. You're not torn between shit that's quit or not. No, you're out. You know, gently guide fortune and help determine the future by thinking far ahead. And the problem with a lot of women is that they don't think far ahead. They just want the next gig. Most men are ruled by heart, not by head. Their plans are vague, and when they meet obstacles, they improvise. Yeah, you know, yeah, he touched my butt, but you know what? I'll accept it. Improvising. But improvisation will only bring you as far as the next crisis, and is never a substitute for thinking several steps ahead and planning to the end. What's good is that to have the greatest dream, and what's good is to have the greatest dream in the world if others reap the benefits of the glory. Right? That's pretty much what I'm saying. Plan ahead, and you will avoid this problem. Right? The second thing, conceal your intentions. Again, the way that they use to manipulate you is through finding out your fantasy and dangling it in front of you. If only you're gonna get over this one problem. Just forget about this one thing that I did to you. But look, you know what's gonna happen afterwards? You're gonna get your dream. Look at your dream, right? That's how they control you. Conceal your intentions. How do you conceal your intentions? Your intention could communicate it through your words, actions, and your emotions, right? Don't show too much. Don't tell them what you want. Don't tell them that this is your dream. Like, you want to tell them that you are okay with not getting this part. You want to tell them that you are okay with quitting. You want to tell them that you have other options. Because when they know that you have other options, they're not gonna fuck with you. It's kind of like when you're living with, let's say you live with your dad, right? And he's fucking you up, right? And the reason why he's fucking you up is because he knows that you have no money, right? Suddenly, have money, and what's he gonna do? He's not gonna fuck with you, because he knows that if he fucks with you, you have an option, right? So when somebody knows that you cannot quit because of your circumstance, they have more leeway to fuck with you. So a lot of people are too honest, and they communicate their life circumstance, and that's how people control others. Don't tell them that this is don't communicate that you don't need this. Be indifferent, right? Communicate that, because if you don't do that, what's gonna happen is that people are gonna feel that you are in a dilemma. You cannot quit, even if shit is dire. You see, so don't lower that. All right, conceal your intentions. The second thing, develop the reputation of being outspoken. Something very simple to do is that if you notice that somebody is being a little touchy too much, you know, tell them don't do that shit again, and then tell them what you did once in the past, right? For example, like, look, man, I really don't do that again. I don't like that shit, all right? Because the last time the last guy who did that, I didn't tell him anything, but I went and told HR. You see, because this is the thing. It's a very good idea if you're noticing that a guy is a little bit too comfortable to plant the seed in his head that you told on someone in the past. You notice, like, this guy's talking about sex too fast, too soon, right? Then suddenly just tell him, just try to bring up the story of what happened. If he asks you, how was your last job? You're like, nah, it was actually good, but there's this one guy who just kept pestering me, man, and I tell him to stop, and he wouldn't stop. So you know what I did? I didn't tell him. One day I had it. He touched me. I didn't say anything. I acted like nothing happened. Next day, he was fired. Like that, right? If you communicate that you didn't say anything, that you didn't react, but that you read that, but that you acted on it, is gonna tell him, fuck, like, is she gonna do something? Like, it puts people on their toes. And I'm telling you, I've given this advice to people, to a lot of women, especially when they come to me for coaching, and this worked. It's pretty much killed the problem, because what they fear is getting caught. And if they know that you're not gonna do anything about it, they'll continue. You know, they live in the dark. You know, but if you let them know that you've done that in the past, that you told on somebody for fucking with you, then they'll think ahead next time. But if he knows that you won't say nothing, they're just gonna see you as an easy target. All right. And the last thing, be bold in your counterattack. You want to be bold, right? If you're gonna do something about, be fucking bold. Don't just be like, please don't do that to me. No. Be bold, right? Make yourself clear. Talk about, and like I told earlier, remember that girl that when I touched her butt, she was like, don't do that. The last time we did that, the last guy who did that, this happened. She was clear. She wasn't like, no. She was clear about it. You see what I'm saying? You want to be clear and bold about it. Don't be afraid of losing your job or whatever because of it. We're talking about your respect. And here are some of the notes. This is actually some of the notes from my website about the 40 laws of power. It says, okay, here it is. So here it is. Hesitation puts obstacles in your path, because when it comes to standing up for yourself, people hesitate. You know, like, you be like, should I say something? Should I not say something? Do not hesitate. You know, and I'm gonna read from some of the notes. Hesitation puts obstacles in your path. Boldness eliminates them. Once you understand this, you will find it essential to overcome your natural timidity and practice the art of audacity. Lions circle the hesitant prey. In the first encounter, you must demonstrate your willingness to compromise, back down, and retreat. You bring out the lion even in people who aren't necessarily bloodthirsty. If you show that you're weak, if you show that you're not going to stand up for yourself, people are going to get thirsty around you. Everything depends on perception. And once you are seen as the kind of person who quickly goes on the defensive, who is willing to negotiate and be amendable, you will be pushed around without any mercy. You know? And that all comes down to how much you have to lose with this. When you feel like standing up for yourself is losing something important, then you're going to hesitate. You see what I'm saying? Boldness strikes fear and creates authority. You know, the bold move makes you seem larger and more powerful than you are. If it comes suddenly with the stealth and swiftness of a snake, it inspires that much fear. So if somebody does anything, then immediately do something about it. Don't wait till the next day. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it in a fucking moment. By intimidating with a bold move, you establish a precedent. In every subsequent encounter, people will be on defensive in terror of your next strike. The next one, going halfway with half a heart digs the deeper grave. If you enter an action with less than total confidence, you set up an obstacle on your own path. When the problem arises, you will grow confused, seeing options where there are none, and inadvertently creating more problems still. Retreating from the hunter, the timid hare scurries more easily into his snare. All right, we got a few more points to go, because these are fucking amazing points. Hesitation creates gaps. You see, boldness obliterates them. When something happens, say something in the fucking moment. When you take time to think, to hem and haw, you create a gap that allows others to think as well. Your timidity infects people with awkward energy, elicits embarrassment. Doubt springs up on all sides. Boldness destroys such gaps. You see, the swiftness of the move and the energy of the action leave others no space to doubt and worry. The bold move crowns seduction with triumphs, right? And so when you do this, when you immediately act, when somebody steps your boundaries, you let them know what's up. They know what time it is when they fuck with you. You see, and when you try to, and look, if you try to sugarcoat it with trying to be nice and trying to sound nice, you're still being hesitant. You want to express your anger with awareness, but fully express your anger. Show that you're angry. Show that it offended you. Don't try to sugarcoat it and make them and try to make them feel comfortable. Nah, fuck that shit. We're talking about you and your self-respect, you know. And with these guys, once you show that you're willing to stand up for yourself, once you tell someone, you know, they're gonna back off. And you know what? If your standard is this, which is this, if he doesn't back off, I'm leaving. Then guess what? You're leaving. The problem is that when you want to dream so badly that you're willing to deal with the harassment, that's where I tell you, that's where your responsibility is. If nobody's acting for you, if the HR is not acting for you, don't stay. Yeah, you may be losing out on money, but your self-respect and how you feel about yourself is infinitely more important. Does that make sense? I'm gonna make another video on how about explaining how men like Harvey Weinstein, how they're able to harass, how they gain their power, where the power is coming from, just how the whole dynamic works. All right, I'm gonna make it in the next coming days. This is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. If you guys need any coaching, like strategy about relationships, how to navigate a certain situation, how to fix a certain relationship, just go to my channel and you'll get all the information you need. All right, take care and have a great day. Bye bye.